My name is Dominic Frongillo, as David said, from the town of Caroline in upstate New York in the United States. My town is the second municipality of any size in New York State to buy 100% wind power for our government use. We believe in sustainability, and yet now we find ourselves in the middle of the fight, ground zero for climate change, as hydraulic fracturing for natural gas, which is a new unconventional extraction method, is threatening to come to our hometown. Yet our citizens are rising up, and over 50%, half of all registered voters in our community, signed a petition to our town council to ban this practice in our town. So we're seeing citizen participation for sustainability. So as David said, I'm one of several young municipal leaders that are here, and we've heard many things throughout this week. We've heard the challenges that we face that are very urgent. As Gino Van Beggen said, we are currently using 1.5 planets, and we need to get down to using 1 planet of resources. But if we wait another generation, we will find ourselves needing to go from 3 planets down to 1 planet of use. So we need to challenge ourselves further. Cities have an opportunity here in creating an even fuller vision of sustainability for a just, thriving, inclusive, and sustainable world. As local governments, we have the responsibility to expand this vision, and we need bold, integrated with everything that we've heard, thinking and visionary mayors and leaders that see what's possible to boldly lead us into the future, and be explicit in the interconnections between poverty eradication and social inclusion and sustainability. They're all the same. And in that light, I would suggest perhaps that we hold our next ICLEI World Congress in Bhutan, which has developed the Happiness Index, which is increasingly being seen as central to sustainability. One thing I'm struck by is that, again, we as cities are uniquely positioned as local governments. We were very responsive, and in this conference we've heard many ideas and participants that might not be present in national level discussions. We were very open to civic participation and being responsive to our citizens. The cities are where the action is happening, and I'm very grateful that there's an organization like ICLEI that's able to connect us, to bring us together and see that we're part of a much larger movement. A movement for humanity, a movement of people responding to the earth challenges of our time and responding through local government. And we will be leading in Rio and beyond. And as ICLEI, we have to see that we're not just a conference. We don't just come together once every 3 years, but that we go back igniting and growing and strengthening a movement. And to do that, we can't do it alone. We need to unleash the human potential of those who live within our cities. So as Jeff Ruckman said earlier today, perhaps we could think the next step beyond an optimal city is a productive city. But let's not think just of producing food and water and energy, but let us produce engaged and productive and active citizens and ensure that we are catalyzing and supporting the participation of the full diversity of our institutions, of our innovators, of our businesses, of our nonprofits that are needed in the transformations that we must achieve in the years to come. Let's not just design for sustainability or plan for sustainability or legislate for sustainability. Let us go back and educate for sustainability, engage for sustainability, and motivate for sustainability. We've also heard that no longer are we just talking about future generations that are at stake. Already many of our citizens in our communities, in our countries are being impacted every day, and our budgets are being impacted every day by poverty, malnutrition, ecosystem degradation, lack of opportunity, lack of inclusion. Half the world is under 25, and we are already seeing that this present generation is living through the consequences of decisions not made or made by the previous generations. And as Jeff Ruckman said, again, the seasoned generation that helped kickstart ICLEI and many of the sustainability efforts over the last 20 to 30 years started their careers by being audacious, by being revolutionaries, and now we see that we need to engage the next generation and partner with the next generation of revolutionaries and entrepreneurs and innovators that will carry this work forward It's not just about asking young people or any other constituency what they want, but about fully engaging in dialogue about the full challenges that we face. So as an example, Betty Tawanda from the Philippines talked about a model in her city where there's a youth elected councilor to the city council, elected from people between 15 and 18, that has full voting rights, has a full salary, full privileges of every single other city councilor. That's starting to talk about full engagement. In the United States, in the last 7 years, we've seen a network of young elected officials at the local level, at the state level, growing, and it's grown from 70 people just 6 to 7 years ago to now over 700 young elected officials at every level of government in the U.S. from every state, and now I'm happy to report 16 of those young elected officials are running for Congress in the U.S. So let's invest in the next generation of leadership. Thank you. And to do that, we need your help. As leaders in your community, as mayors, as council people, as staff, we need to engage emerging leaders, to build relationships, to open opportunities for full participation, to share the opportunities. And the first step is to invite the young people in your communities, elected leaders, to join the Future City Leaders Initiative. But let's not stop there. We have to have the courage to face with clear eyes the challenges that we face, and to challenge ourselves and those around us to take even more bold action to pursue that ultimate vision that we have, which is for a just, inclusive, thriving, safe, and abundant world. Thank you very much.